Hey guys, welcome to day 3 of the 30 days Billionaire Realtor Sales Challenge. And I'm super excited. On this day 3, we're looking at the subject matter of the art of closing. Now, the art of closing is not the same thing as marketing or sales. Like I said, sales is the process of communicating. Marketing is the process of communicating the products and services with the hope that there will be an exchange for cash. Sales is the actual art of giving the details, or exchanging that product and services for cash. But the last aspect of sales is called closing. And closing is the actual science of being able to eventually send the account details or give the link, and the person ultimately, make payment for the product and services that you sell. And the art of closing is oftentimes done via communication, words, phone calls, emails, but there's some art of communication there. However, please, you need to know that when it's time to close, stop selling. So there's a powerful word you can always use. Have you heard enough to make a decision? Anytime you are engaged in the art of sales, right, after you think you've done enough presentation, always learn to ask that question. Have you heard enough to what? To make a sale. I've seen people make this mistake many times who don't go ahead to ask this question. And because they don't do this, they end up not making the money. They wonder why it looks as if nobody ever buys from me. People don't like me. They don't buy. They're not buying because you are not asking the right question. And you just continue to sell and market and sell and market. When it comes to the art of closing, the conversation is very, very simple. Here's the account details, or here's the link for you to pay. Fill the form or sign the contract and make the wire or use your card to pay. It goes straight to the detail of actually paying. And that's what closing is about. And whatever you say you're doing about sales, if you don't close, then you're not productive. And why is this aspect important? Because many of us are truly scared of closing. There are many salespeople out there, but very few closers. In other words, the reason you can't close is because you're struggling with low self-esteem. What if they don't buy? What if they say no? What if they tell me I'm too forward? What if they tell me that, is that how they buy? But lenders, your audacity and your boldness is very required in the art of selling. I give a very, very, very interesting story. So I went to one of my mentors' seminar one day. And after I was done with the seminar, he wasn't even the speaker, but his team were speaking. And he has this online portal where he does sales training. And I remember then approaching his team to say, hey, I want to subscribe for the online portal. And then one of the executives that worked for him came to me and said, hey, Dr. Steve, how are you? I'm told you want to subscribe for our online portal. I said, yes. And you know what he said? Are you ready to pay now? Do you know I literally stammered because that wasn't the question I was expecting. I expected him to start selling me. Dr. Stephen, you see, the platform is for 30 days. Then I expected all of that. But guess the strange answer I gave him. That even me, I was surprised I gave the answer. The answer was, yes, I'm ready to pay. I said, good, let's make it happen. Came out with a contract, brought out his POS payment machine, and boom. Right? Over $1,000 gone from my account. But are you aware that he probably would have lost my sales if he had tried to sell me? Start another long story about the product. Then at some point he probably used the wrong word and I don't end up buying. Many times, the people coming to you to want to buy have done their own research. They already have some data, some facts already. Some are, particularly in the days of social media, many have, I've met people who say, I've been following for 7 years, I've been following for 10 years, I've been following for 3 years, and now I'm ready to buy. For me to waste my time and try and be selling and marketing such people, then something's wrong. Just go straight and say, have you heard? Do you know enough to make a decision? Say, yeah, I know enough. Here's the form. Here's how you can pay. You just need the audacity to collect the money. Let me say that again. You need the audacity to collect the money. Many of us are really, really scared. It's difficult for us to just be audacious enough to say, are you ready to pay now? Do you want to pay now? Have you heard enough to make a decision? Oftentimes, for example, people reach out to me, Dr. Steve, I want to do business with you. My first set of questions are as follow, and I want to recommend that you do the same. I start by asking them a few questions. Number one, particularly when it comes to real estate, what is your budget? Number two, what location are you interested in? Sometimes I can start by location, then I ask the budget. Now, I'll tell you this. Many times when I ask for budget, particularly people of African descent will tell you that it's an open budget. Then I reply by telling them I was taught in real estate school that anyone that doesn't have a budget for a real estate product is either not serious about buying, because real estate is not groceries. People take their time to plan before they consider buying real estate. So when they tell you they don't have a budget, most times they're not serious. And then I further ask them, can you give me a range? Even if it's not specific. And this is very important because I'll tell you what I always experience most times. So here is somebody telling me that they want to buy property from me. Here, this is interesting. And I'd be like, okay, so what location? They tell me locations where property are, for example, being sold upward of $500,000. And then when I ask what's their budget, they tell me their budget is $150,000. Hey, remember what I taught you yesterday? You can only say you've initiated the process of selling when you are face to face with a customer who can afford what you're selling. So people have said they are realtors, they try and sell properties, and they fail because they are busy trying to sell to the wrong people. They can't afford you. They really can't. And so asking those right questions of what location, what's your budget is very, very critical. And then when I'm done, then I ask, what are you trying to use it for? Do you want to live in the property, or you're buying it for investment? You want to get a tenant, you want to make extra income. All these things are very, very important for you to be able to eventually close the customer, right? The next question I also ask is, when will you be ready for this? Are you ready to pay today if you have all the right information? Or is something you want to do in the future? Always ask this question if you are serious about closing a deal, right? So if they're telling me something in the future, then mentally I'm prepared not to waste my energy to say I'm closing them. I know that I should focus on marketing and sales, right? And letting them know they are free to come back when they finally have their money, so that I can then close them at that point. So very, very important, the place of asking the right questions when you want to close a deal. Okay? Very, very important. So I will give you an assignment. This whole training is all about assignment. So if you are in our community of the 30 Days Billionaire Realtor Sales Challenge, which I'm privileged to be the convener, I would like you to request for 2 accountability partners that you're going to practice the art of closing with. Okay, so you can feel free. The group is open. Just type and say, hey, I need 2 partners. Let's practice the art of closing. And I want you to call those people and don't bother say, oh, this the product is going here. It's just go straight to the point and say, ask them this at least 4 questions I've asked you, and then go straight to, have you heard enough to make a decision? Either a yes or a no. And if they say yes, go straight and give them the details in terms of if it's GTEx product, give them the GTEx form, give them the account details to pay to. I want you to practice it. I am aware that your colleagues said they're not going to pay. But you see, you need to get used to some things, right? Now, I haven't done it with two, team members in this community. Then I want you to practice it on at least 5 to 10 people you've been talking to since we started the challenge, right? Who all you've just been doing was just to market them and market them and market them. Ask them these same simple questions. At least 50 people. I want you to send this message to them. Hello, sir. My name is Dr. Stephen Akintaya. With your own name. I'm back again, sharing with you about the benefits and the values of investing in real estate. What I've sent to you all this while, have you heard enough to make a decision? I am hoping that in day one, you've already sent them videos on marketing, videos on our properties either in Dubai, in US, in UK, Nigeria. I'm hoping that you send them articles, you send them a lot of write-ups that we're given. And on this day 3, you're asking them the honest question, sir, ma, have you heard enough to make a decision? Don't be scared if the answer is no. Then you ask them how. What other inquiries do you have? What other further questions do you have so that I can bring you to a point where you can make a decision, right? So some of them will say they wanted more information. And you say, well, what information? Let them give you the specifics. If you don't have the answer, reach out to the senior team members. Remember, we're giving all of you a team lead, right, in this sales challenge. If you don't have a team lead, please get one. Ask, just request in the group and say, I don't have a team lead. And we're going to give you a team lead, right? But it's important to have a team lead and then work with your team lead to ask questions and questions and questions that you may not have the answer to. But I need you to have the audacity to say, here's the account details. Please go ahead and make your payment. Okay? Be bold to collect money. I've always said this, that you cannot be poor and silent at the same time. If you're poor, you need to speak. You need to say words into your future. You need to be at least audacious enough to ask. In the process of asking, doors will open, opportunities will come. But you need to ask. Feel free to ask. Right? Nothing wrong with you asking. Very, very important, right? That you are willing to ask, are they ready to pay? Now, if for any reason after you say, have you had enough to make a decision, say no, then go back to the mental frame of selling them, giving them more reasons, giving them more benefits why they should buy, right? And answer the objections. And this is very, very important. In the course of selling, you must have answers to objections, and you can ask also in the community, what are the answers to existing objections? Now, if for any reason a client asks you a question that we haven't answered the answer to the objection of that question, then drop it in the group and let the team lead give you 2, 3, 4 potential answers. And they should update the sheet, right, with the Q&A. We call it Q&A, or we call it objections and answers. And you must have those things so that when you're talking to customers, say, oh, I don't have enough money, there should be an answer to that, right? Well, your property is expensive, there should be an answer to that. What other option? I don't like the location, there should be an answer to that. Okay? Well, there is no flexible payment, there should be an answer to that. So it doesn't matter what the objections are, there should be a quality answer, and I'm hoping that we have provided that in the community. But today, is the day you make money, the day you sell and you close. And I want you to have the audacity to collect your money, right? Like that song says, your money, collect your money, right? As a salesperson, be bold, be audacious enough to collect the money. Very, very critical to the sales process, particularly in the world of real estate. I've had several miracles happen in the course of my selling career, of selling over $1 billion worth of real estate in my career. And the experiences I've had is situations where I never believed people were ready to pay me, right? And I just tried what I'm telling you now, and boom, they credited me. In fact, today we share the same story, and this will teach you the power of resilience, where a lady, in fact, the person sharing this story is one of our advisory board members in our company, GTEX Holdings. And he said, this lady sells building materials. And she was just always messaging him, including good morning. Hello, sir. How are you? He said he's not the one that hide. I heard some people have hide their blue tick. So you never see that they've read your message, but they've read it and then it won't show, right? But this person said he just showed that he's read it, but he wasn't replying her because he has a lot going on. And she just kept marketing it and marketing and marketing. And at this time around, he needed a particular type of roofing sheet. And this particular type of roofing sheet, he normally buy directly from the manufacturer. He then was asking the first manufacturer he buys from, do they have? They said they don't have, that he needs another 4 weeks before they can bring it. And he needed it urgently. He asked the second manufacturer, they too said they don't have. Only for this same lady again, now usual style. Happy New Year, sir. How are you today? Here are videos of some of our roofing sheets that we have. He said the next question was to say, how many units he just said it, the first, just one word, price. She mentioned the price. How many quantity do you have at the moment? She mentioned it. You won't believe the next. He said, send your account. And he immediately wired 55 million to her before he even now call her. If I said, when he called, I said, I'm sure you are surprised, Abby. Because this is somebody who has been messaging for over a year. And he wouldn't even say, hello, I saw your message or anything. Now wiring 55 million. He then, of course, explained to her what really happened. And you know what? She said, I prayed. And God told me, send this particular product to. Because it was just 5 minutes after he called the last manufacturer who didn't have that product that she just dropped that video. And it was a specific video of the specific product that he needed. So, trust me, I know you pray. Okay? And I'm hoping this day is that day you've been praying. And that this is that day that client will drop the alert. I hope I get an amen to this. So don't give up. Go back to all those clients. They've not been answering you, but just reply them. You can just reply them with just this one word. Sir, of all I've been sending you all these days, have you had enough to make a decision of becoming a landlord today? Right? A real estate investor today. And you might be surprised. I know somebody's watching this in this challenge. Today is that day. You're going to get that alert that will blow your mind. Well, thank you for watching, this training today. This is the part 3, day 3 of our 30 days challenge. I'm super excited about this challenge because we're going to raise billionaire realtors through this program. I'm super excited. Hope you've joined the community. Hope you're doing all the assignments I'm giving you, including the one of today. Right? Remember, 2 people you're going to rehearse closing with, right? And then 50 people, at least 5 to 50 people you're going to actually message or call to try and close them. because you've been talking to them all this while, and you have just been marketing them without going straight to the point of, should I send the account number? Are you ready to pay now? Right? That is a critical part of closing. And if you can be audacious enough to try it today, I'm sure you'll make some sales today. I love you, and I want to see you tomorrow for day 4 of our Billionaire Realtors sales 30-day sales challenge. Can't wait to see you at the top and you winning the car that I'm giving at the end of these 30 days because you made the highest number of sales. Remember, if you don't have the products yet, ask in the community group, where are the products we're marketing, and push it all out on your platform, WhatsApp, Facebook, LinkedIn. Make those calls. You see, 2 P's you cannot afford to have: poverty and pride. You can't afford the two. Years ago, struggling as an entrepreneur, I had to learn not to be proud. I had to keep calling, keep marketing, keep sending those emails. Many people were insulting me. Many people were saying all manner of words against me. But the beautiful thing about success, the best revenge is success. Because today, many of those who used to mock me and ridicule me today, the same people are celebrating my success story all over the world today. And I see that happen to you very soon. So let the pride go. Face your business and make a sale today. I love you. I'm Dr. Stephen Akintayo, convener of the 30-day Billionaire Realtors Sales Challenge. See you tomorrow.
Next is the profile video of Dr. Stephen Akintayo, the chairman of G-Text Holdings. Dr. Stephen Akintayo is a globally renowned investment coach, real estate mogul, and philanthropist of African descent. He is the chairman of G-Text Holdings, which operates across the US, UK, Dubai, and Nigeria, with multiple subsidiaries. He is also the founder of the Stephen Akintayo Foundation, SAF. He's a member of the Forbes Business Council and a recipient of several prestigious awards, including the Forbes Best of Africa Leading Investment Coach and Real Estate Mogul by Forbes Best of Africa Award, 2023. Dr. Akintayo spearheads a $200 million expansion project in the U.S., solidifying his impact in global real estate. His vision is to control 25,000 green and smart homes across 4 continents and have a real estate portfolio of $40 billion under management by 2035. Through the Stephen Akintayo Foundation, he aims to empower 1 million entrepreneurs by 2050, offering grants and mentorship to drive financial independence and sustainable development. An advocate for wealth creation education, he founded the Stephen Akintayo University. Robert Kiyosaki, John Maxwell, Brian Tracy, Grant Cardone, Ryan Serhat, Sam Adiyemi, Les Brown, Dan Locke, and Dr. Cosmas Maduka are among the many facilitators at Stephen Akintayo University and authored 45 books, including Billionaire Habits. They are available on Amazon or visit store.stephenakintayo.com. He hosts investment chat in a Rolls-Royce and other influential platforms, featuring global thought leaders. Despite humble beginnings in Maiduguri, Nigeria, Dr. Akintayo overcame adversity to build a multi-billion-dollar empire. He holds degrees in microbiology, strategic leadership, and real estate investment, and is a Harvard alumnus. Driven by social impact, he launched the Mercy Food Bank, aiming to feed 1 billion people by 2050. Dr. Akintayo loves adventures like travel, skydiving, scuba diving, hot air balloon experience, swimming and golfing, and many more adventures. He's married and blessed with children, and continues to inspire through his transformative vision, leadership, and philanthropy. To invite Dr. Stephen Akintayo for a speaking engagement, kindly visit www.stephenakintayo.com/booking or email ea@stephenakintayo.com. Next is a testimonial from one of our happy G-Text associate.
Kelly Greg is my name. I encourage you watching this video, you watching this video, to register with G-Text Homes as a marketer, because you will definitely get your commission when you are able to sell properties. I'm a beneficiary of this, and I can proudly say that GTEX did not disappoint.
Next is the product of today for your marketing and sales. Kindly post, broadcast, and promote on all your marketing platforms. You can download the flyers, videos, and description via the link bit.ly/day3product or from our WhatsApp group.
Lekki, a vibrant and rapidly developing area in Lagos State, Nigeria, is known for its historic landscapes, coastal beauty, and nestled around the Atlantic Ocean. It's because the sunny beaches, luxury, greenery, and a rich cultural heritage. This area is becoming a hub for investment with modern infrastructure and real estate development, transforming the region. Introducing Garnet Estate Lekki, a seamless location around the Lekki area. We also have a distinguished location around this area. So the key proximity to this estate are the proposed international airports, Alliance City, the Dangote refinery, the 8-lane coastal road, and also the famous Lekki Beach Seaport. So the benefits of this estate are it has a high return on investment. It has a gated estate which is being proposed already. The good road network, food security, and also good light. So what are you waiting for if you have not interested in this property? So call the number showing on your screen.
For today's offer,
must have sold, right? Engage in sales processes for 10,000 hours. For you to be an exceptional carpenter, 10,000 hours. Exceptional litigator, 10,000 hours. Then you write to the top 10%. That's where them Falanoa. That's where them Festus Keyamo. I want to case Festus Keyamo defending Bush allegations of court proceeding where they, he forfeits the money in his account and all of that. Because the man is in top 10% of lawyers in Nigeria, he still made sense in that nonsense. I don't understand. If you listen to rationally, you say, Munto, that all makes sense. Because say, look at it, that there was no indictment of Tinubu in that document. It shock you, Abi? It shock you. Yeah, look at it again. Right? There must be a plaintiff. When they finish the whole story, I just shook my head. I said, child, this one means you are in the top 10% of your industry. There's nothing they can use you to do because you are part of the people really determining how that industry will. So today, I'm among the top 10% in real estate. Okay, but we have had to put in 10,000 hours. Now, here is the problem. If you do 8 hours a day in your job, how many years will it take for you to form 10,000 hours? Can someone do the math? Let's go for 5 years. Are we together now? Now, ladies and gentlemen, do you see why we always tell people that the Gen Z model of do 2 years here, go, right? 1 year here, go. Are we seeing what we're talking about? Because it takes a while, right, to really master something. It just doesn't happen by inconsistency. Are we learning at all? Greatness is a function of consistency. For you to be great at anything, you have to have done it consistently well. Right? Somebody pulled a fast one on me when it comes to negotiation, and I knew he did one. But the man has been in business for 36 years. Right? The founder of Champs. He's the one that came, literally begged me to come and do his estate. At the end of the day, I'm the one begging him. I even had to tell him. I said, this is when you are dealing with daddies. Right? Because it takes years to have that kind of skill. Now, you are the one bringing somebody into a deal. At the end of the day, it's the one begging you. In the deal, you begged him to join. Okay, it takes years. Right? So the truth is, you must then keep doing your role play over. Are we now seeing the place of consistency we are talking about? So all these, but me, I can't call anybody. Me, I'm shy. What if they said no? It's because you have not done role play. You've not done it again and again and again. I said, let's do it again. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. We're at a golf course. They were telling me, a very young boy, right? All the elders dropped there and started watching him. He probably is less than 10. Pa, pa, pa. Eh? But even though he's less than 10, ask how many hours he kept putting into that playing golf. Right? The old man comes maybe twice a month, isn't it? And even that one will just play small. He will never be as good as that young boy who keeps doing it. And that's the reason why many of us are where we are. Even when we are tired, we keep at it. Yesterday, I remember climbing the stairs. I was so tired. Right? Because I've been having body pains. I've not been to golf course in a long while. So on Sunday, I went to the golf course. Right? To make sure my body adjusts. On Tuesday, I was back there. So I was paying to the night. Because when you feel pain on your body, what does it mean? Who can tell me? Eh?
It means do more.
No, it means your body is saying, I'm not used to this. Right? What do we all interpret it into? I'm sick. I've done something wrong. You've not done something wrong. Your body is just saying, this pressure, I've not been used to it. Now, if you want to make your body now used to it, what do? You do it again. So the only reason my body was aching all through was that you've not been to this golf thing you played. You've not done in 3 months. I'm not used to this. So to make your body get used to it, you go back again on Tuesday. And then again. And then again. After a while, you not feel the pain. The same thing with the gym. Right? But we program our brain, and that's why many of us slow down. Because we then program our brain to say, no, what I've done is wrong. What do you mean by what you have done is wrong? You are the one that should master your body, and not your body master you. And when you see people who end up living longer, what did you notice? They do more exercise. They stress the same body more than you that decide to be living. I won't do anything. You see, I don't want to stress myself. They do that. There are people like, someone like Okoga, for example, you wonder why they are alive. Even Rock, The Rock, with that kind of wrestling thing they do, you wonder why they are alive. Right? Because the pressure they put, but what have they done? Every day they are at the gym. They've trained that muscle. And we check many of them, they still live to be 70, 80, some of them. Even though you now see that they shrink, but they live long. Because your body just needs the training. The same thing with cold calling. Go again, call again. And don't do it once and drop. Because when you do it once and you drop it, you are starting all over again. So every day, Jide, let's do cold calling. Hello, how are you? Yeah, I'm here from Jite's home. Jide will tackle you. Say, what's the better way I could have handled the client? So now that you've done cold calling, a couple of rules. Number one, when you are calling the client, right, be very polite and courteous. Okay? Be very polite and courteous. So what we mean here is that, for example, it is not courtesy when you are trying to talk to somebody and your voice is low. That's not courtesy. Good morning, sir. Your pitch has to be high. Even if your voice naturally is a low voice. How many of you know that actually have a low pitch? Who knows that? Or who has studied that? Yeah, none of you. But those who know me before know I naturally have a low pitch. I'm not the loud talker. Okay? So this one you are seeing me done is intentionally done. It's trained. Because I understand that I cannot try to pass on certain degree of communication, right? And I want it to sink in. And I'm just using a low pitch. And you people should calm down. You people should do. Are you seeing the difference? Huh? First of all, even though I'm trying to motivate you, I've demotivated you. Did you notice? Is that, pressure in the voice, that energy in the voice that gets you to say, we get what this guy is saying. So it's not to be calling and say, hello, ma. No. Hello, ma. Good afternoon. How are you today? My name is Stephen Akintayo. I am calling you from GTEX Homes, Banana Island, Lagos, Nigeria. How are you, ma? Oh yeah, tell me who them born where. That will not first give you the benefit of the doubt. Oh yeah, tell me. The person is probably thinking you're a scammer. But just by your pitch alone, he's now giving you a benefit of what? Of the doubt. Because first of all, you were bold, you were courteous. Am I making sense to talk? You use ma, and you introduce yourself properly. So it's not a function. Hello ma, how are you today? I'm fine. I hope you are okay. No, don't go there. Go all the long way. Finish everything, because it's not who is calling. You see how you start dulling the whole conversation, right? Hello ma, how are you today? I'm Stephen Akintayo. I'm calling from GTEX Homes headquarters, Banana Island, Lagos. How are you today, ma? Remember I started with how are you? I did it twice now. So the final one is to now say, I need a response at this point. Am I making sense at all? Now, what I am doing is to force the other person to, by fire by force, at least respond with I am fine. But if I didn't do this, I said, hello ma, how are you today? First thing is, who is this? You see how they are already killing your morale now. And some of them, the way they even say the who is this, it has finished you. Who is this? People have come again. And it's scammers. Okay. But because you went all the way, you've introduced yourself, you mentioned your company name, you even mentioned where your company is. So now I'm like, okay, anybody with this detail probably might not be a scammer. So let me even greet them. I'm fine. Does that make sense at all? Then you go to the next conversation. Ask yourself, where did I get their contact from? If it's a contact that is known, it's from Global Wealth Festival, that one is easy. If it's MD's contact, easy. Hello ma, I work with our chairman is Dr. Stephen Akintayo, and I'm calling you because you are in his contact list, and he asked me to call you, right, and update you about our company's products and services. Is this a good time to talk to you, ma? See courtesy. Do you know you now have control of this conversation? The first control was you have so controlled that the person will do fine or not fine. Am I making sense at all? The second control is to also say, hey, after all that introduction, is this a good time to talk? Am I making sense at all? Another thing, if is that you don't even know where it is, it's just one of those random contacts. We are a real estate marketing firm, and of course in the course of our marketing, we always get leads of high net worth individuals like yourself, right? And you happen to be on one of the leads that has been assigned to me to, take care of your real estate needs, your investment needs, because ultimately building wealth is what is important. The Bible says, you probably have checked the name if he's a Christian. As the Bible says, we all know, a good man leaves an inheritance for his children's children. Always say good woman as well is what the Bible is saying. But man, is this even a good time? Chai. Such person, we need to clap for the person. Because that person is in control of that conversation. So don't give away your control. That's why many of us don't even like calling. Because you've given away your control. So the conversation, you become a victim. Am I making sense? You farmer, you've come again. Hey, where did you get my number? Hey. You see how you are, the question they will have asked, you have answered it. It's almost, in fact, in their brain, is this person reading my mind? Because the next thing I wanted to ask is, how did you get my number? But the person has answered it. The person has answered it. But for you to get to this point, you need, again, we go back to what? Role play. Because you have to do it over and over and over and over again. Have you learned something great this morning? So I want to put the other version. What if they didn't even pick the call? Which is what will happen to sometimes 70% of your leads, 50% of your leads. What do you do at that point? Number one, you send an SMS, you send a WhatsApp, all simultaneously. If you have their email, you jump with an email. You're doing that intentionally. That one of those things we get to them. Now let's go into that conversation of what should have been the content of that message. Now you must, again, from their name, you may detect whether they are male or female. If you are not sure, good afternoon, ma or sir. As at the time I got this lead, I wasn't sure whether I'm talking to you or to a male or a female. But I want to thank you for reading this message. Right? I got your contact in the course of our company marketing. I'm Stephen Akintayo. I work with GTEX Homes, right? And we are the leading. Nobody is interested in buying junior. Nobody even wants to do business number 2. Right? But the good news is that when I say we are the leading, there can be 20 leading. Eh? You never hear me talking about GTEX Homes and I'm saying one of the real estate companies. No. We are one of the biggest real estate companies in Nigeria. And we are really. We are. Because aside P1 Home, Adron, right, Revolution Plus, who else is, in multiple places like GTEX Homes? Am I making sense at all? Even your landway is only in Lagos. Right? It's not in Abuja. It's not in other places. So, we are. But you must let the customer know. So I'm reaching out to you my name is Stephen Akintayo. I work with one of the biggest real estate companies in Nigeria. In fact, we won an award for the most transparent and integrity company in 2020. And I just want to update you about some of our real estate offers. We have some amazing, fantastic investment opportunity for you. Please let me know when it's convenient for you to talk and when I can pick up this conversation. I want to thank you and I pray for you that this week will be a fantastic week. Doors will open for you. Lines are falling onto you in pleasant places. With so much love and regard and respect, Stephen. Everybody wants prayer. Am I making sense at all? In fact, the next is, Aburo me, oh, thank you. Oh, my sister, oh, my brother, thank you. It's even your prayer. We can even start the conversation from prayer because you don't know what people are going through. Am I making sense at all? You don't know what people are going through. And everybody wants prayer. Everybody wants prayer. In fact, one of the skills I want to learn now, because I've noticed with elderly people, is how to start praying. Right? How to just start praying. When I see you, God bless you. You are going places. You will succeed. Right? That's what I have learned from elders. It's just words of blessing. Words of blessing. Words of blessing. So, as a marketer, are we together now? In fact, and this is one of the biggest strengths of Pastor Nee. Right? And do you know I was ordained pastor before Pastor Nee? But the way you use pastor, for business, even me, I bury my head. Right? He managed that thing well. He leveraged on that thing. Many of his clients, is even prayer points that led to them now doing business. Oh, you know. It's even prayer point. Let me hold this weekend. No, God, this. Oh, good, don't buy it, don't buy. What is share? Me. After they pray like that, you don't go buy. You are wicked now. Person you, and then when he prays, the place is shaking. So you ask yourself, the energy this person has used on my matter. I must buy. It makes sense at all. But you see, some of us were too is irrational in our thinking. Me and I don't want to manipulate someone with prayer. But I think genuinely the good news is that I do the level I can do. And to your information, I have some of my clients that really will have personal conversation that leads to prayers. I know of one of my clients that had issues of cancer of the breast, you know, and constantly I'm checking up with prayers to match. Okay? So I don't do mine in that excessive way. I would together like Pastor Neil will do, and his personality as well. I think sometimes personality too. But you want to send prayers. I know Mr. Adeleke is good with that one. Prayers, I'm sure he can pray for everybody, you know. But you want to find your own measure of it. But when sending that message, please add some prayers, because that gets them, you know, into that mode of wow, thank you. Because remember what I've always taught you about selling, right? Before you touch people's pockets, you must touch their heart, right? You have to touch their heart. So in that write-up, you do that. Now, after sending that message, God now helping you, they respond. Does it make sense? What do you do next? Huh? What do you do next? You put on call. No, it depends on their response, right? It depends on their response. If their response is, thank you, I love your prayers, God bless you. You still have to follow up to that, say, ma, do you prefer chat or should I call you, and what time is the best time to call you? However, before you give me, while I'm waiting for the best time, here are some videos about our products and services. Now, here's the rule. Please hear this. In those videos and flyer, here's where many of you miss it. This flyer this is the price of the property. This should be 20%. So what are the other flyers you should put? Who can tell me? If they are older people, content of what Chief Ebenezer Obey said during our 50th anniversary. Who is getting it now? Because remember, you have to establish trust and credibility, and you haven't. And I think this is the reason why many of us really, and it happened to you, Gen Z. You know, Gen Zs have entitlement mentality, and it affects your ability to sell. Meanwhile, you should first of all know that this person owes me nothing. This person does not trust me at all. I see some of you join GTEX. You've only done 1 year and you expect me to trust you. Trust is earned. Sometimes we even risk the trust, and then you betray it. You should know that you should kill and build it again. Period. You don't demand trust. You have to earn it. So in this case, you are dealing with a customer who does not know you. Right away, you are putting only flyer of price, only flyer of, this is the amount. No. So that should be 20%, 80%. In other words, if you are sending 10 contents, 8 of that 10 content, right, should be content of, interview with Chief Ebenezer Obey. The latest news. Why do you think now we bring all this TVC Arise to launch an estate? It's because you may not trust GTEX, but you trust Arise. Why do we bring a macaroni, a Ketenshaw? You may not trust, which is part of what I keep telling Izu again. Because Izu is not into real estate, so it's just hearsay. right? I know that the trust level in real estate keeps going down every day because people are being scammed every day in this industry. So each time you must up your own credibility. The chance of people being able to what? To trust you must keep going up. And the people who even have, aside those ones, you also have people who have bad experience with you. Not even because you are bad. There are people, for example, the day you told them they should pay documentation fee, which is in their interest, development levy, that day you have become a scammer. I regret the day I bought property from GTech Source. I will never. As again, some of you now carry that to heart. The human being that can say I regret today, tomorrow they say you are the best thing that ever happened to me. Or human being that can say you are the best thing that happened to me, tomorrow you are the devil. I said some of our senior management staff yesterday. Now one of the reasons we say you must not date each other in this office. Okay, one even happened recently where two people dated. Thank God both of them resigned and they continue their love. Right? They are no longer together. I was talking to the guy about the way he looked at me. It was as if I was talking trash about the person that they so called. The romance was solid to a point. Both of them left. Am I making sense at all? But that's human being for you. That's human being for you. It's just how we are. We are moved by our what? Our feelings. Today, and that's why I tell people, if you are going to do good customer care service, be detached to what the person is saying when it comes to their emotions. Take it with a pinch of salt. Else you will just get all, into that mood like with them, all emotional, and you take the way the man shouted. I have had such as when I've had clients shouting to the top of their voice when we start a conversation. By the time I'm done, they are praying for me. You are in control. All that emotion is not real. It's not real. But if you lack self-esteem, do you know what you need to master customer? It's just your own self-esteem. I don't know that you get my point. The client that I said ended up praying for me. Do you know she started that conversation? Better, she man, she did before 1-9. That's how she started the conversation. The same person ended with prayers. Because if me, I took that 419 to heart, I'm a darunio. Am I making sense at all? So why she said that? 419, how? Nibo. Okay, do you even know the definition of that word, ma? And you say I'm using ma often now because I don't want to be rude, but I'm also challenging the nonsense you have said. Right? Am I making sense at all? For me to be a scammer means I originally had the intention of scamming you. I hope you know that. Customer service issue is not a scam. Scam means I do not have a product to start with. I never even intended to give you any product to start with. That's scam. Right? But if in the course of transferring my product to you, something happened along the way, that's why even in law they call it civil. Two people disagree. Right? What does the law come and do? Be a middleman. You can't side each one. It's not criminal. Scamming is criminal because from day one, I never intended to give you what you were paying for. Am I making sense at all? But if in the course of conversation, what you thought I was giving you is different from what I eventually gave you, that's still customer care issues. Right? And that's why we misuse words a lot. Right? Even you that I'm your customer, you call me scammer. You don't understand. I'm still your customer. If somebody offered GTech something, maybe you supply fan, and we delay in paying your money, you can't call me scammer. What kind of statement? Oga, if you know what, come and carry your fan, move. I am still your customer. But again, you see how things have been so disorganized in Nigeria. And we, because of emotion, even us, we believe that nonsense. We are emotionally wired into that. And it speaks to how immature you are. That's why when you come to managing, when you come to leadership, What you look out for before making somebody a leader is emotional stability. How emotionally stable is this person? How mature is this person? How is this person able to manage witty, strong issues? How well have they dealt with their own demons so that they don't come and be bringing their own demon to affect? Because remember, I have a low self-esteem. Now you are killing the thing on top. I will react. I will do what? I will react. Every day on social media, ask those who marry, you know what the insult they heap on me? Every day. One just, in fact, someone had to send that one to my DM. Say, go and defend this one. When I saw it, I was just laughing. He said, the person said, all this one, Steve Akita is supporting P2B. He's defending his business. Most of his customers are Igbos. So by next year, we'll soon be out of circulation. If I had wanted to do a post, I said, I hope people know that I don't even want one single estate in the East. To even say I'm supporting Obi because of my business interest, I don't even have one. There's even no one estate of GTEX in the East. So it has nothing to do with business decision. But again, people will say what they want to say. They are entitled to it. It doesn't make it true. And it's their opinion. Let them have it. Abi, it's their opinion. It doesn't make it true. But when you carry those things, like, see what they say, it means your self-esteem is low. Work on it. It's not a crime. Just work on it. Start listening to things that boost you up, and I still do it up to today. Right? Motivational messages, motivational content that boosts your immune system.
Next is the product of today for your marketing and sales. Kindly post, broadcast, and promote on all your marketing platforms. You can download the flyers, videos, and description via the link bit.ly/day3product or from our WhatsApp